I don't have a lot of savory gourmands. I do, however, have fragrances with like a savory touch to them. And I do want to explore more savory gourmands this year. So let me know your recommendation in the comments and let's talk about these. The first one is Green Tea and Cucumber by Elizabeth Arden. This is an aquatic, slightly salty cucumber scent with green tea. However, the original is a bit more sweet leaning to me. This is not. This is very aquatic, a little bit salty and refreshing. This is such an amazing fragrance for when it's so hot outside that you honestly can barely stand any fragrance. And this is what I will reach for, just something very refreshing. Personally, I would also put White Rabbit by the Grey into the more savory, gourmand leaning fragrances. This is inspired by Japanese White Rabbit candies. However, this also has a note of hay and there's carrots in there. And it has a touch of sweetness, but to me this is definitely a step away from the heavy gourmands and a little bit more savory leaning. And I never expected to love a hay note as much as I do. Mooncake by Denam is definitely still very sweet. It has a honey note. However, it also has a salted egg yolk note that pulls away from the overly sweetness with a salty touch. It doesn't smell like egg at all to me, so don't be worried about that. It just has something savory, salty in there, which I think balances this fragrance very nicely. Similar to Mooncake, this is also a delicious gourmand, Sticky Popcorn by Youssette. However, this is salty sticky popcorn. The salt note in here is very strong in my opinion, especially after the opening when this dries down a little bit. Directly on my skin, I almost didn't like it, but in the air it's just delicious. It is still very sweet and popcorny, but the salt just balances this so nicely as well. And the last one that started this video, Milky No Way by Fascent. This is beautiful. It is hazelnut, it's lactonic, there's black pepper, it's woody. However, it's described as a gourmand, but it doesn't have anything sweet in there, at least not to my nose. The hazelnuts are very realistic, and it almost has that almost kind of dry nutty scent, if you get what I mean. I've seen some people say it's similar to like a nut butter, and I understand where they're coming from. And I've absolutely fallen in love with it, even though I'm quite a sweet tooth when it comes to my fragrances. So these were my more savory gourmands that I have in my collection. If you have any recommendations, let me know and I will see you in my next video.